Hello, fellow plant enthusiasts. So this is my Begonia Pavonina. You can see that it's starting to flower. And when I purchased this several months ago, it was in a small 2-inch pot, and it has since grown. This pot is a cheap, I think it came from the Dollar General plastic pot that I bought one time, and it cracked, and it was breeding gnats because of that. So I had put it outside on my parents' north side of their house, and over the summer it flourished, but now that the weather's starting to get cooler, even though I can keep it outside for a few more weeks, I'm not taking that risk. And you can see how the Begonia Pavonina undergoes beautiful iridescent blue sheen when you have mesopic levels of light, and shining the flashlight over it at different angles, you can see how that sheen appears, and that's the beauty of it. It will look green at one angle, a really metallic bluish color at another angle, and in between a little bit here and there. It's just an unusual plant, hence the name the peacock begonia. They hail from the dense mountainous jungle forests of Malaysia along streams, so they do like moisture and humidity. And they are typically propagated, from what I've read online, via rhizome. However, you can propagate these the same way you do with Rex begonias, from leaves. So to propagate a rhizotomous begonia via leaf, you want to first select your leaf, and I typically will take the damaged leaves. So this one, as you can see, is damaged, so that's the one I'm going to use to propagate. I have a wash bottle with a little water left in it, and I have some long fiber sphagnum moss in a container. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure the sphagnum moss is soaked. It will take a moment to soak up, especially when it's really dry. It doesn't soak as easily, and you want a container that's airtight. And I'm just going to be using a Ziploc bag for now. So you'll take the begonia cutting. I'm just going to cut it from deep inside, and what I do is I just cut it into various segments. You know, you could do wedge cuttings, vein cuttings, and things as they do with Rex begonias. But as you'll see in a moment, I just cut it into segments. I didn't bother, just to make sure I can get certain ones that will work. And then you want to make sure this is soaked, so by mushing it down, it's going to be soaked. And what I can do then is I just use that container to hold this, because I want to put it somewhere which receives bright light, and even though it's a white container and light will come through, I'm just going to use a bag for now, because if a bag works, it works, you know. And I'll show you a little secret to getting it to work. I may want to take the stem and cut it just to see, you know, experiment, why not? So I have the stems I can now toss in there, and I can take these leaves and just set them down in there. That's all I need to do. They're going to have the humidity they need, and the sphagnum moss is going to, you know, sphagnum moss and peat moss helps retard a little bit of like fungus and mold, not always, but it does a little bit, so it's good for that. Then you want to go seal this, blow, just so it can stay puffed, and you're adding CO2, and make sure this is really tight, that it's not going to go away. Now, to show you guys the proof of concept that this way works on the Begonia Pavonina and other rhizotomous begonias, I did successfully propagate a taconite as well, which I don't have on me. You know, I live out of 2 addresses. But here are some of the Pavonina leaves. I had another damaged leaf at one point a few weeks ago, and you can see right here, let me zoom in, you can see the little leaf right there, and another one growing right there. And let's see, you can see, looky here. And I just cut the leaf into segments. I didn't cut it in any organized pattern as Rex begonias are, but this leaf has one, this leaf has another, that leaf has one. It seems like each leaf is producing one plant. Does any other plant ring a bell to you where you can vegetatively propagate, where a leaf will give you only one plant? Sundews. So it's very interesting that you can propagate these the way you do sundews. And you can see how I have it airtight. I'm going to now have to acclimate these as they grow to drier conditions so that I can replant them elsewhere. Well, looky here. I stand corrected. There's a plant growing here and a plant growing on the other side of the same leaf. So I could cut this leaf and hope I'll get another plant, but I was worried that I was just going to root and not produce leaves just as cane begonia leaves do. They just root, they don't really grow new plants, so you can't propagate cane begonias from leaf, but you can the rhizotomous ones. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're inspired to propagate your own begonias. Thanks for watching, and happy planting.